You're listening to Last Word Radio, where you get your last word.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Running Wild Podcast. I'm your co-host, Rich. Alongside me, as always, co-host Runz.
Yep. What did it do? See, you weren't expecting that Ryback one.
And no. Oh man, one of those hashtags from WrestleBand last night was some amazing thing. Oh, Ryback Street Boys. What? All right. Before we get into all of the nonsense that we get into while we're on vacation, or semi-vacation for some of us. I just want to remind you guys that we are brought to you in partnership with lastwordonsports.com. We're also brought to you in partnership with pwponderings.com. You can find us on the Wrestling to the Max network on iTunes. You can follow them on Facebook as well. And you can hit us up directly at runningwildpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at runningwildlwos, and you can find me personally at rich_laconi on Twitter. If you want to listen to us, you can find us on most podcasting platforms, and you can find us on YouTube. All right. So we had Monday Night Raw open. I mean, I feel like...
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, because I feel like it ties, from the big news from last week, Raw goes in and they immediately address the Roman Reigns situation.
Yeah, that was really nice and refreshing to see, and just great stuff from Rollins. Just overall, I just wanted to get your thoughts quick. I thought this was a very entertaining, very well-built show, but there was just no real point to it at the end. But that's okay, because for that 3 hours, I wondered if Styles and Cena were going to get in the match, and I wondered how they were going to get themselves out of it, even though I knew every step of the way. But that's okay. I was still in question. I still thought about it. So it was a cool storyline. I liked it.
I believed it. For half a second, I went, whoa, is this really going to happen? And then logic took over. But for a little bit, they actually had me going, I can't believe this is going to happen. And I was like, oh, man, Cena's back in the title picture. I can't believe they're doing this. How are they going to get out of it? And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. They just don't have to win. Obviously, they just have to interfere in each other's matches. But
no,
they're enjoyable.
Yeah, you and I talked about this privately during the week, or even Monday, I believe. And we both agreed how ever since Reigns has taken over that Cena role of the top babyface getting booed, Cena has been getting, let's say, 75-80% cheers for the most part. And when he came out, I wasn't mad. I was like, all right, cool. He hasn't been fighting for the title for really a long time. And okay, yeah, this is fine. His storyline is built into this. He has a history with Rollins. It'll be cool to see him in there with Ambrose and Reigns and blah, blah, blah. But, it didn't work out that way, but that's okay. But I was open to the idea, and I was excited to see the match.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird, because I don't hate him. I don't feel the need, because, he doesn't have the title. But I think that's the big deal, right?
I don't know, because for the past, 2 years, he's been fighting on the mid-card guys, putting some guys over, not putting everyone over. He's been the U.S. champ. Owens, Zayn, Neville, Cesaro, all those matches were good matches. I think he, without us really realizing it, he built up some credibility and some just fandom that we really didn't know was there. I didn't really miss him when he's gone. I don't. They do a good job of replacing most people. But I don't know. Now that he's back, he brings a level of credibility. that no one else really has yet. He's the Hall of Famer that no one else is, you know?
Yeah, it's so weird. God, I don't dislike him.
It's weird,
But I
man.
really feel like I don't feel like he's earned credit with me because I don't even think that was ever it. Like I never really felt like John Cena was a bad wrestler. I was just sick of seeing him with the title, and I just wanted him to lose.
Yeah, and I think a fondness has grown out of that too. Like, you know, just hey, I'm paying my money to root against this guy. You know, he's doing something well enough. And I don't know, man. Like the true test will be when I go to an event and his music hits or he comes out to see how I react, because I couldn't tell you right now.
I mean, no matter what he
If I would
does,
boo, I don't know.
I'll tell you exactly what I'll do, no matter what, just because it's fun to do, and they still do it. John Cena sucks.
Yes.
John Cena, like I mean, that's like Kurt Angle. I love that guy. If he comes back,
Oh yeah.
all right. Let's say he does. I don't think it's gonna happen.
If he's a heel, though.
I'm just saying this because I just want to compare it to he comes out. I haven't seen him wrestle. He hasn't been on wrestling in years. Like he's just been like off the grid. He comes out and I hear that music and it's the same music from before. I start chanting, "You suck. You suck." Like I would. Like I like him. I don't think he sucks, but it's
only if he's a heel.
It's like the Pavlovian response to that song. I can't stop myself. So
yeah.
like I mean, it's kind of like when I hear something like where they were giving out snacks the other day or something in the lunchroom, and I was there, and they're like, "What does everybody want?" And I don't, you know what I yelled out, and I was like, "Oh,
I shouldn't yell that out." See, that's the difference. Like I'll say those things in my head, but certainly not out loud.
Gut response, like my coworker. I think I told you this. She tells me that she's from Asbury Park, New Jersey. And right away I went, Asbury Park, New Jersey? Do you know a guy named Bam Bam Bigelow? And then she goes, you know what? I went to school with his son.
Yep, of course.
This is why I keep doing these things in my life, because every once in a while, somebody proves that it's okay for me to think about wrestling and just vomit it out all the time.
Just because she knew his son doesn't make it acceptable to ask about Bam Bam Bigelow. It still makes you weird, but that's okay.
Literally the most exciting. Like I said it like I'm an idiot and like clearly this is stupid, and then it was like I got the response I wanted, which was like, yes, this is. I just want to be like, yo, can you go ask him what it was like? Ask his dad. You know, it was like to.
Do you have his phone number by chance? Email,
Taylor, like
Facebook.
Oh man. All right.
Main event of WrestleMania. Anyway.
So all right. So we talked about like the big kind of thing on Raw.
Mean, really good open, really good promo by Rollins, as always.
Oh, they're gonna keep going. Okay. Yeah, I thought he did a great job of integrating it, but then still making himself the heel in the process. And then Ambrose saunters out, you know, and then we get everybody in there, and then they officially announced that the two guys would be Cena and AJ would be added to the match if they were able to beat their respective opponents. Cena taking on Rollins, and Ambrose taking on AJ. So,
I mean, two main event level matches. You know, any pay-per-view in the world, those matches main event. So that was good. And you know, the one thing I wish Ambrose came out and wasn't so. It's okay. Reigns is a good guy. He said sorry. You know, whatever. I wish he would have been a little more like, yeah, damn, Roman, why'd you do that? Blah blah blah. But I guess they're boys. They'll never do that.
Well, yeah, it's too preachy too. I mean, you know, someone gets preachy, you don't like them. You know, so like if he comes out there and starts deriding Roman, then not that makes him just as bad as Roman, but then it's just kind of like, well, he's not there to defend himself. It's not the right thing to do, you know?
Well, in the eyes of most people, Roman is a heel, so it would have been okay. But
Oh, okay.
I think I still hope that somehow he gets removed from this and just maybe comes back, interferes, beats up everyone, and we don't get a clean finish because it's Battleground, and I don't feel we need to give away the Shield match, and maybe we save it for SummerSlam. But either way, whatever. We'll enjoy it for what it is.
Battleground. That's such a awful. Like I don't want to buy it when I hear the word Battleground. It just doesn't make me.
It's not one of their bigger pay-per-views.
Just the name is unappealing too. It's Battleground. What's the? I like themes. I'd rather Bash at the Beach.
Well, see, like Battleground to me is just a one-on-one, gonna be a war type thing. One man comes out.
Bash at the Beach. Give me a superpose down challenge. Give me some
Definitely,
palm tree.
I want Bash
Sand
at the Beach back.
Like so much better. King of the Ring.
They're bringing back Clash of the Champions, right? So hopefully.
Yeah, but hold on. But the thing with Clash of the Champions, right, is it's not a theme. It's just a name for an event that they had all the time, right? Like Clash of the Champions is equivalent to In Your House. It didn't really mean anything after a while. It was just like, we are going to have a pay-per-view in this.
Well, like they always had all the belts on the line and all that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying like it's not like I want King of the Ring. I want Bash of the Beach, so that they have some sort of stupid like Atlantic City Beach Brawl or Boardwalk Brawl. I don't know.
Yeah, but having one match fit the Bash at the Beach theme is the same thing as having Clash of Champions with all the title matches fitting the theme.
Because it's
like you just want the props and the weird background, and I get that. I like that cartoony stuff. Halloween Havoc, Bash at the Beach.
Yes.
I love that stuff.
Yes,
but it doesn't. Those gimmick matches are not necessarily the best, as I can attest from watching the Chamber of Horrors the other day.
What? Is that worse or better than Dustin Rhodes versus Bunkhouse Buck and the moving
It's way better because that's just terrible. But do you know who was actually in that match? Like, there's only one bad person in that match, and of course he's the guy who gets electrocuted, Abdullah. But everyone else,
Cactus Jack, Sting, right? Vader.
Yep.
Lex Luger.
No.
Ric Flair.
No,
he wasn't there yet at the time. Frick. Ravishing Rick Rude.
No.
Damn it. Okay, I'm giving up now.
Hold on. Giant Gonzalez is one.
Oh, well, you said.
Well,
you
hold
said
on.
They're all good except for.
I'm giving you the worst
Abdullah.
one. I'm giving you the worst one, but Giant Gonzalez was big time.
Wait, was it Giant Gonzalez or was it? I mean, it's El Gigante, right?
Yeah, El Gigante.
All right, hold on. Wait. Maybe I can fix this now. Dustin Rhodes?
No.
Really? Okay. Who's left?
No, I don't believe so.
Nikita Koloff?
No.
All right.
No.
I literally don't know who else is on the roster at that time.
All right, hold on. All right. El Gigante, Sting.
Yeah.
The Steiner brothers.
Oh, see, I wanted to pick the tag
Abdullah,
team.
Cactus Jack, Big Van Vader, and the Diamond Stud, also known as
Scott Hall.
Cesar Ramon.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't expect the tag teams.
It's crazy, man.
Oh man, the Steiners, they are just
terrible.
The Steiners are the most amazing. Like, if anybody told you that Scott Steiner was going to do what he did as Big Papa Pump and say the most ridiculous things in the world when the Steiners first came out, there's no way you believe that.
No
way you believe it.
And baby face, and
he was rocking that hardcore mullet. Like he let it flow. He was not embarrassed by it. It wasn't a quasi mullet.
That was a thick mullet. Like he had a coif.
And then and then Scott Steiner math. Like, amazing. You only really got 33% chance and one half, and then that's an 8% chance plus 6-7%. Like what?
Yeah, like,
What?
it kind of just goes to show you, like, when I think of the best tag teams, like, I never really think of the Steiner brothers, but like that's probably because WWE never mentions the Steiner brothers, and like they're not part of their history. So like
Yeah.
it's funny, it's obvious, but it's also funny when you realize like how much they influence really what you think without even knowing it.
Oh man.
Like if they just tell you one thing over and over and over, eventually you're like, wait a minute, like, oh yeah, okay, I guess that's the truth or whatever.
Yeah, like there was a time when there was a United States Championship and nobody had it. Like MVP like fought like himself a few times and like
Yeah, the
had
whole
some
thing
issues
with
with
Matt
himself.
Hardy.
Yeah.
Which was good. But anyway, speaking of championships, so I noticed it immediately, but they're just calling it the WWE Championship, not the WWE World Heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that doesn't mean that they're gonna
Well,
go with.
clearly that's what it means.
No, please don't go with another title. It just won't matter anymore. It's just the worst. Those guys who, it's like that title didn't matter for me after a
At
while.
a point, it didn't. Yeah, but I mean, that's the challenge of making it matter. Maybe they'll be able to. Like, it's always fun for me to. All right, let's start. But I don't want them to bring back the big gold belt. Get a new belt. That's the key for me, is getting a new belt. Because if you get a new belt, then you're starting it from scratch. There's no history, and then you can go from there. You don't need this is Harley Race, this is Ric Flair, because then you get this is the Great Khali and this is Jack Swagger. You get the meaningless more than you get the meaningful. So just
Okay.
make a new world title, and let's just go from there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like I also like I don't mind the big gold belt in that there's history, like it's it's
Good and the bad, yeah.
it's steeped in wrestling tradition. It's not.
I agree, but I don't want to see it. Like I'm kind of past it.
The truth of the matter is I don't want to see any belt come out of this. I want there to be one champion for both shows. I don't see why that's a big deal. I don't think they have to do something stupid where like that person is signed. I think the world champ should just be able to float. It'll. There's nothing wrong with the champion not being on the show all the time.
See, but like here's the problem. Like if you're gonna have one or two pay-per-views, if you're gonna have one SmackDown pay-per-view a month, or if you're gonna have 1 month where there's a show each, then are you just gonna have the IC title or whatever belt? Like that could be your only belt. Like if you have the IC and the tag team, is that enough to make me want to watch the pay-per-view?
My thing is I don't think there should be extra pay-per-views. Also,
well, but what are you gonna do? You can't have them both be on the same show.
Why?
Because they're two separate shows.
So you have a SmackDown match, you have a Raw match, you have a SmackDown match, you have a Raw match. Only the most important matches go to pay-per-view, and you still develop feuds week to week.
But that's the whole thing, though. Like then the whole point is like, if you're not watching Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler on the pay-per-view, then there's no point.
I mean,
so like at least if you do this, then you have more people have opportunities, more people have TV time, more storylines get developed, and then
this is going to become a very different show.
Then when you have the Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, where they're together, and you have the big separate things going on, then it's more important.
Ladies and gentlemen, if they announce 2 world champions and 2 pay-per-views a month, this is going to be a very different show. We are going to have a bet, some way to decide maybe maybe we have a match in WWE 2K16 and we decide who gets the show they want, right? And I can't watch that much wrestling. I can't. I don't even want to ask my wife to go through that. This is the thing. Like, I have to make a decision. I'm not going to be able to watch. I cannot watch three. So you're telling me 3 hours on Sunday, 3 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Tuesday, and then you want me to NXT every week? That's another hour. I don't even know how to do the math on all that. I can't do literally. I'll get it. Like, it's not possible. There are nights when after the pay-per-view on Sunday, I'm fast asleep at like 9:14.
Well before the
Monday
pay-per-view
night.
is over.
Oh, I'm not. If I survive the pay-per-view, because I've actually been able to do that, then Raw is shot. Nothing that Stat Wife wakes me up. Do you see what's happening? I just can't.
Absolutely.
And then to watch SmackDown, and then to watch the pay-per-view no, I can't do it. We're gonna have to split the duties.
I think when they released the calendar, I think there was like one SmackDown pay-per-view in June and then a Raw pay-per-view in July, like that kind of a thing. So they were alternating months. So
I mean, that's fine.
Depending on if they do that, then I like that because you have 2 months to build the storylines instead of 3 weeks and 4 weeks. You actually have 7 or 8 weeks to in between your pay-per-views to make me care about these storylines. And then maybe we get a title match on Raw and we get title matches on SmackDown, etc. Because, you don't necessarily have that pay-per-view every 14 days.
That I'm fine with. Okay, I can pull that off.
Yeah.
I cannot pull off 2 pay-per-views a month. Like, I know I don't have to watch Ring of Honor, and sometimes it's not always as rewarding as I hope it's going to be, but I like to watch Ring of Honor, and I don't want to think, like, I literally won't be able to watch any other TV show. It's like, that's it.
You'd have to like start waking up at 4 a.m. and watching the SmackDown and you just have to get creative. Just leave it on the laptop instead of the TV.
I'm gonna have to get unlimited, an unlimited data plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just watch it while I'm driving and get into accidents because I need to watch more wrestling. Like, during what match? The Vaudevillains versus the Shining Stars?
Just put how you put something on the smart board and then you can pause it and then you can do whatever on the laptop. Just do that. Just throw on SmackDown and no one will ever know the difference.
It would be a full-time job to watch all that wrestling.
Yeah, it would be a lot of wrestling, especially all right. So WWE is always considered a must-watch, right? And so adding SmackDown and a pay-per-view is like adding a whole nother WWE, which is fucked up. And then you have NXT, like you said, and then let's say you want to watch ROH and New Japan and maybe some PWG, definitely some Evolve. You want to it's not even fair. Like, they're not allowing you time to watch all the best wrestling in the world, and that's not right. You're cheating me out of great wrestling that I will not be able to do. It's rough.
And then like the other problem with this is then that's all you think about. Like, I have Stat Wife can you just stop? Like, she's like, we're not watching wrestling. Can you stop talking about it? And I'm like, I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just drowning in wrestling. Like,
yeah, I'm constantly watching it, so no, I can't. I'm dying to speak about this.
I wish every wrestling promotion did something like Lucha Underground in some way so that I could just get like a breather. I just need a break. It's
God forbid, man. Don't say that. That is the greatest thing about wrestling is that it never stops. There is no off season. There is no break. There is no, this is the end of the season and now we're going to wait 6 months. No. I don't need that. I thoroughly enjoy having wrestling on my TV 52 weeks a year. It's quite fulfilling.
All right, but All right, it's the time commitment. I'm gonna,
Oh, yes.
we'll see what happens when these announcements get made. But when I said that this show is gonna change, I might literally be like, I have no idea what's happening on this brand
There's gonna
because
be
I can
two
only watch
titles.
that one.
There's gonna be 2 titles. Just get over it. I like the WWE belt. It's been 3 years. That's okay. We've had some good champions. It's been good, but I'm open to this. I'm open to letting what if we just somehow slide Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn? Oh, this is such a great feud. We're gonna make it for the world title. Oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's give some of those guys the chance to
Okay.
be the world champion and the chance to carry SmackDown. Let's see Cesaro. I don't want to see him with the IC belt, but if he's the world champion, that's dope. Let's see those guys get a chance to run a show and be the focal point and be the champ and do the interviews and all that kind of stuff. And let's see what happens so that they're ready. Let's use the world title like it should, like the IC title should be. You know, give it to this guy. Let's see if he's ready. Yes, he is. Okay, now he can be a WWE champ when he has that chance. But that's what I enjoy about the second title is yes, it would be great to build the IC belt back up, but they're doing a good job with it, and I think they'll continue to. So, like, I don't think it hurts the IC title if The Miz drops it to someone and then wins the world title. You know, I think that helps because then it's a step up, and you're like, oh wait, he's a former IC champion now. He's a world champion. Oh man, maybe the next guy who wins that is going to be the world champion. You know what I mean? Like they can really use the undercard belts because they're going to have a lot more time and they're going to have a lot more opportunity to build these guys and build the storyline. So I think it's a good idea.
I'm just going to prepare you. I'm just going to ask you how. First of all, okay, so do you always watch Monday Night Raw on Monday night?
Clearly,
True.
Usually live.
Okay. Will you always watch SmackDown live every Tuesday? Like you're gonna have class. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it depends on my schedule, but probably.
Will you watch it on DVR the next day if you can't watch it Tuesday, or you just read the results?
Well, like the worst thing that's gonna happen is I get home at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Like, let's say, I'll be able to watch it in an hour. You know, like when I get home or something like that. So I'll probably most always watch it on Tuesday.
What about SummerSlam weekend? NXT TakeOver Saturday. SummerSlam Sunday. Monday Night Raw. Tuesday Night SmackDown. NXT. Are you able to watch every single minute of that?
It's the summer. Is that some type of joke?
Okay. All right.
Like
okay.
I might watch everything twice. Like I don't.
I'm literally gonna have to watch stuff in the middle of the night in secret in the bathroom.
Yeah, he'll be on vacation.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm just lamenting the loss of my life completely now. I'm just giving myself up to professional wrestling. And it scares me for the first time in 34 years. I'm actually afraid of how much I can do this. All right. We had the Miz kind of speaking of the IC title. You had I thought okay. This is gonna sound terrible. I thought Maurice was hurt.
Really? Like not no pun intended, but really?
I don't know.
You really thought she was actually hurt?
I
Like she was just standing there, and then she was like, "Oh, my ankle!" Suddenly, like
But she wears those crazy shoes.
No. She stood up on the apron, and then slowly sat down, and then gingerly rolled off. If she was really hurt, she would have dropped, not just, "Oh, hold on, let me hold on to the rope."
Are you calling it to question her selling ability?
Go down. Yeah. No, okay, she did a good job of faking the injury, but I knew the whole time that she was faking the injury. Like she didn't fool me once.
All right. I mean, all right.
And just the backstage segment was good. And when Stephanie didn't say right there, it's gonna be Kane. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's not Kane.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna hold up. The whole time I was like, I just hope it's not Cesaro because I don't want to see that storyline continue. Maybe it's Finn Balor. They're in Tampa. Maybe it's Balor and he wins the IC belt. Great. And then it's fucking Kane. Really?
But you want to keep the belt on Miz?
It would have been okay to switch it right away. Oh, he just came back. His first match, he was rusty, and he gets beat by Finn Balor. Great.
I don't know. There's something that I like about
Kane.
I don't know. There's something I like about the fact that, they're still selling this idea that Kane at least believes that nobody knows, that he's corporate. I don't know. Just like how they're different people. The fact that Miz didn't know who it was gonna be, like right away. Like I was like, yes, it's gonna be Kane. And I don't even know how he grows his hair that long before he goes back out to the ring, but kudos on him. I like seeing it. I mean, then he pulls a super heel. I mean, I didn't know at the time, but they pull a super heel move to get him to go back stage and leave the match. I think it works. I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna use Kane, I think that was a good use for him.
The storyline aspect worked, but it didn't need to be Kane. It just didn't have to be Kane. I don't want to see Kane wrestle. That outfit is so terrible. The mask is horrible. The fake hair is horrendous. It's just like Big Show is Big Show. That's who he is. He looks that way. Kane has to get done up, and it's so bad, man. So bad. I'm just so done with it. So done with it. Bring back the old Kane gear, or give him just the bald Kane, and then let's move on.
I don't like bald Kane with no shirt. I didn't like that and weird haircut.
It's better than fat Kane and spandex, and it's worth. I don't know.
All right, what did you think about the women?
There was a women's match.
Yeah, I mean, didn't Sasha come out? There was a whole rundown. Unless you're making me think I'm crazy.
No, yeah, I'm sure you're right. I just.
But they were just furthering. Well, actually, I think what happened was
I remember.
Becky came out, and then
no, that was separate. I think there was two things, because the Becky thing was Summer Rae was in the ring and Natalya was on commentary, and Becky came out and just beat up Natalya, and there was no.
And Natty said the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, I didn't hear it, but I saw it.
Enough is enough. It's time for a change. I thought that was awesome. I hate Natty anyway, so this is great. I like that for one of the few times. And, it's very rare that I kind of almost align with what they want me to do. They being WWE. I want to boo Natty.
Not the weird TNA faction day that Abyss was talking about.
What?
There was one point at TNA when Abyss was like, "They are coming and they are here." And I think they was like Bischoff and Hogan or something like that.
Fake Kane, you mean? Kane Kind?
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about? Kane Kind.
Yes.
Yeah. Black Hole.
Yes, I'd actually rather watch Abyss right now than Kane. So that's something to actually think about.
Just
nope. Watch Abyss. It's actually true. But
although I do like Joseph Parks better than I like.
Yeah, see, there you go. They just stole that gimmick.
But it's just because I can't believe that Abyss looks like that. It was when I saw him, good. I was like, really oh, it really kind of killed it a little bit for me too. It was like, damn, you're Abyss? You're I'm Glenn Jacobs.
That's actually how you look?
Because Glenn Jacobs is a legitimately scary looking individual.
Yes.
I don't want to run into him. If I run into Joseph Parks, I'm like, damn, you're just a sad fat guy. I just don't even.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Yeah.
sweaty fool. You can picture him with sweaty palms and like stuttering and shit. Like I feel like he wasn't even set. Like he was shooting. Like that's who he really is. And Abyss is the biggest departure in the world for him.
Abyss did a really good job with that whole character until it went on a little bit too long, but it was really good for a little while.
What did you think about Xavier Woods' continued trance-like state when he's?
This time, I kind of enjoyed it because
okay.
It wasn't supernatural. It's just like I'm wondering. Is there something in Xavier Woods' past? Is there something weird that happened or went on? Like, is he just afraid of Bray Wyatt? Like, he's scared of his mind control type? Like, I enjoyed this one. And like, it's even funnier to me how like Kofi and Big E are just like super at it, and they're just like, oh, come on, Woods. Like, they're just like they don't even notice, or they're just like, oh, what's up with wrong with this guy? So I like that.
All right. I'm really gonna nitpick here. Really gonna nitpick.
That's fine.
Did it bother you that when they were dressed up as the Wyatts, was it Kofi was dressed as Luke Harper?
Yes. No. Woods was Luke
right?
Harper. Yeah.
That's what it was.
No Bray, or there was no Strowman.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah. That was it. What they should have had the sheet masks, or Kofi Wood should have had the other sheet mask.
Yeah, I just don't.
But
it doesn't. It's not that it didn't like. But it took out of it for a second. I know
what? Exactly. Yeah. Wait a minute. Like Luke Harper's not even here. But all right, that's okay. But yeah, I mean, that was good. I popped big time when it hit and they came out. Like when they were on the big screen. I was like, yo. Like, yes. Where has this been for 12 years? Like this was amazing with DX and the Nation of Domination. Like, this is so smart. Great. Like it was good. It was really a good segment. It was, every once in a while, New Day has an off week or maybe one off week and then a couple bad jokes the next week. And I'm really like, wow, this face turn is really killing them. And then immediately they say or do something that's like, oh, no, wait a minute. Like, don't say that, because they are just funny people. And that's the biggest thing. So really enjoyable, really good stuff.
Well, also, you're failing to mention that the WWE has done some of the cosplay stuff. I thought, don't you remember The Miz? Like, I thought The Miz as The Rock was pretty good. When he came out with the bald cap and everything.
Yes, I remember that.
Or CM Punk when he came out as Jeff Hardy and the fans were legit popping, like they thought it was Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, but the faction part.
Okay, the faction. Okay. Because
that's what always makes it, when there's more than one. Because then it's just like it's just a personal thing. This way it's a little more playful and funny and whatever the case.
Although I still think the NWO spot again with the Horseman was disrespectful.
Oh man, that was
that legit got heat from me. Like I was angry.
Yep. See, like
I was so angry. It was perfect.
Was so good for such a brief period of time that it's crazy how short a period of time it was, because they blew up in the summer of '96. And in 2001, it was over. Like the company was over, so they were a big deal for like a year and a half, and you know what I mean. Like that was it. Like that's not a long period of time at all, and they're still remembered and revered as one of the biggest things ever. But for a year, like that's all they were. Yeah, it's weird to think about that. Like New Day has been the tag team champions for a year. Like that's all that was like the length of the NWO being relevant.
Fake Sting.
Yeah, like exactly. And then think about all the time with Fake Sting and Stevie Ray and Bryan Adams and all of that, and then the Black and White and the Red and the Wolf Pack. It was dead.
I think that my LWO the best.
Exactly.
The best spinoff was the LWO.
Everyone had a WO. Bro.
All right. Anything else from Raw? Was there Titus?
We had Enzo and Cass beat some jobbers. Titus beat Rusev by count out, like we thought he would.
Yeah.
You know, beat him in a non-title match. That was okay. The Rollins and Cena, really good match.
Yeah.
You know, I think we could see AJ in the club coming out and costing Cena. That was kind of obvious. Then it was nice to see Cena come out and get his revenge later on, and you know we have that whole thing. So
Does he need
good
backup?
episode. Who? That's been my whole question
Yeah.
this whole time.
I don't know who, but like I feel like
Enzo and Cass make the most sense.
Yeah.
but I don't
oh
know if they're
man, imagine if Cena comes out and just for one night like goes back to rap Cena with Enzo there.
If that's the group that they get, there's no way he doesn't, because like that's what he does. Like when he's in the ring with certain people, he adapts, you know, and that's what he will do. There's no he'll 1,000,000,000,000% he'll be like, oh, they didn't call me the doctor of thugonomics. Let me hit you with something real quick, Holmes, or real quick, Jack. And then he'll hit it, and then you know, Enzo will go crazy, and they'll go back and forth, and it'll be great. So yes, hopefully we get that at some point. But
if I had a
I don't know.
dime for every time John Cena gave up, I'd have 0 dimes.
Yeah.
Never
So
give up.
the other day,
Oh my god! I'm sorry.
the other day, like one of the kids said something. He was like, "What the hell is 0 dimes?" And I was like, yo, yeah, here. How many dimes you got? And he was like, 0. And I was like, thank you. And then I went to the other kid. I was like, yo, you have any dimes? And he was like, nah, 0 dimes. And I was just like, great. I went to like 4 kids, and they all knew it. Thank you, Enzo. Perfect.
I heard a teacher say that a student like wasn't doing their work, and it's like, yo, if you keep this up, you're gonna get double nickels. And I was like, double nickels? And then I thought, 55 DOE lowest grade. I was like, I need to use that, but nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about. 0 dimes is my favorite. All right, so I watched Ring of Honor this week. I was not going to lie to you. I was not excited about the Women of Honor special. One of the things I've noticed about the VODs, because
Last week you said you were really excited.
Well, okay. I went back and forth because one of the things that was irritating me is I've been doing the VOD reviews for PW Ponderings, and I've noticed that when I cover like the live event and I'll get, you know, the results from the VOD that I'll eventually watch when they put it up, there's always a women's match that they don't include. And what I don't get is, like, if it's your VOD content, like, you don't have a restriction to stay under the 3 hours. Like, put the women's match there. So my thing was, as I was going into it, I was like, why do we have it all together in one show? How are they going to do this where it matters to me, where they haven't been showing any of the stuff that they have, you know, on the VOD? I think it's actually on their YouTube, but I'm already on their website. If they're not showing it to me on their website, I'm not going to go to YouTube to watch it.
Yes.
You know? But they did a really good I mean, I feel that Ring of Honor has done a really good job lately with their video packages. And I was like, they had this whole thing with Mandy Leone backstage, and she was, you know, I've been asking the questions, and, you know, now I want to be given the answers, you know? It was a little cheesy, but she was basically like, everybody knows me as an interviewer, but I want people to start recognizing me as the athlete, you know, as an athlete, you know, and I was like, I buy that, you know, like I believed it. And I thought,
I just always will think of that guy from Field of Honor who was just running after Mandy Leone everywhere she went. And
do you remember me? Do you remember we met one time?
That's just always what I will remember, unfortunately, from Mandy Leone.
But it was believable. She wrestled I think it's Hanaya, the Huntress. She also goes as like She-Wolf on Twitter. They were really good together. I mean, I'm not sure if they had like rehearsed that a lot, but I didn't. The only thing I see sometimes when I watch some of these matches was sometimes when they go off the ropes, they go in super slow motion. It feels like there's a, I don't know what it is, just hitting the ropes wasn't really that effective. But even the first the 6-woman tag, I thought that the heels did a really good job. Suma Sakai, we've seen her, or no, I don't think you were at that show. I saw her at FSW, like just randomly. She was at that show like at the beginning. They normally don't have women's matches, so it's kind of weird to see, or cool to see her, now like on the Ring of Honor product. They have that weird. There is one weird character that I just don't like. It's Thunder Kitty. She's obviously not 94 or something, but says she's like 84 or 94 years old, and she dresses like Mae Young does, which I thought was kind of odd. They had 4 matches, which I thought was nice. Kelly Klein, I hate BJ Whitmer. I legit hate him. Like, every time I see him on screen, I want him off. So he interfered at the end of the match between Hendricks and Klein, and I knew Klein going into it. I'd seen a little bit of her stuff. She's like, she wears the mouthpiece and kind of like has that like MMA kind of feel to her almost, and then with BJ there makes her more of a jerk, just like automatically. Hendricks was a lot better than I thought she was going to be. The only thing that kind of took me out of it a little bit was clearly this was taped long enough ago that I almost said R-Truth, that Truth Martini brought her out. So I was like, wait a minute, Truth Martini hasn't been on this product like in 2-3 months. That's a little weird. But I thought everything else was great. I assumed they were doing another one because they're actually doing a taping for July 8th, but I got my dates mixed up. And next week is actually going to end up being a recap, like a mid-year recap show, which I'm not really. One of my general complaints when they do specials like this is it takes me out of the continuity of what they're doing, but it's becoming more and more clear that really the VOD is what you should be watching. Like, you're gonna watch
that's actually where,
that's what you really want to watch. You could probably skip a lot of the TV. I mean, they have it now on the Fight app, which is kind of nice. You can apparently stream it to your smart TV, but I don't have that, so I just watch it on the iPad. But you can starting Monday night at 7 p.m. So if you want to go really all out on wrestling before you watch Raw and you don't want to watch the pre-show, you can watch Ring of Honor on the Fight TV app. So I'm kind of happy that there are more options. I don't know why they can't just put it on the Fight TV app on Saturday night or even Sunday morning after it's on Sinclair Broadcasting. I don't know what stops them from doing it. Like, do it Sunday. Why do it Sunday?
Have some type of
Sunday at noon. Sunday at noon.
Yeah, but maybe there's a replay or something. I don't know.
I mean, I really liked it. I thought it was. Every match had some. ODB was there, and she wrestled Faye Jackson.
I think they taped this at War of the Worlds.
It was in Nashville. So maybe
where was War of the Worlds? I think it was around there.
There might have been a Nashville one. War of the Worlds. I mean, they had a couple.
That general area, because I remember reading these results. Now that you mentioned ODB, because she was there with the Briscoes for a week, and then just because she was on the Women of Honor show.
They call her she's One Dirty Briscoe. And
yeah, exactly.
That's pretty clever. I don't know. It was. I would watch a full hour next week if they were like, we're going to continue this and do it again.
You're complaining about having to watch SmackDown and a SmackDown pay-per-view, but you're down to watch another hour of strictly Women of Honor. Okay.
I'm not even. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm not shilling for them. I just legit enjoyed. They did such a good job of it this week.
Because I'm sure that they build it exactly how when they started out the men. You know what I mean? They're just having matches and building up each of these 8 women or however many are involved in each show. They're such a small roster that they're getting some of the top women from around the independent scene, and then just putting them on their product. So it makes sense.
So we'll see. Hopefully, the recap show next week is going to be kind of I never like those. I mean, WWE does those, and whenever that happens, it makes me like, oh. I get it. It's July 4th weekend, but I also want to be like, guys, you air like on Sinclair Broadcasting late on Saturday night. You're on like streaming apps. You're some people can watch it on the website. Listen, the people who are going to watch Ring of Honor are going to watch it this weekend anyway.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like I'm away for July 4th weekend. I can't watch it.
The weekend is a problem because people might actually be away. But like by Monday, usually everyone is home.
So like, why you have to put a recap other than?
Yeah.
I just feel like I almost feel like they have a problem editing their product quickly. Like
Maybe
why not like shortly after the tape? Like, I understand when you do a taping for 4 weeks and you want to space that out, but they just did a taping 2 weeks ago, or I'm sorry, they did a taping for 4 weeks last Saturday. So why isn't the first one airing this weekend? What?
I don't know.
What's I just don't understand. I feel like, hey guys, call me. I will edit. Send me the raw footage. I will edit it and get it up for you in a week's time. I can do that. I don't know why, unless some of the backstage stuff isn't shot when they're doing the.
Yeah, that
the
can definitely be, but
because they do a really good job of doing those back and forth promos that I like. It's not just one guy talking and then another guy talking. It's almost like and when they did it with Lethal and the Briscoe, like they were yelling at each other and like almost like responding to each other's stuff,
And like sometimes, like especially with like the Briscoes and stuff like that, like these guys are definitely just filming stuff themselves and sending it to Ring of Honor type of thing, But so I don't know really how long that could really take, but I guess maybe they do need some time. Like why? Maybe it takes them time to like figure out how they're gonna splice everything together and like, all right, well maybe they don't know that 4 weeks from now they need a certain promo build up from Briscoe and Lethal, and then they're just like, oh shit, all right, hey, you guys got 2 weeks. I don't know. Maybe some stuff gets booked, on the fly kind of a thing. But still, I don't know why they need extra time.
So, I mean, I've been overall kind of generally happy with stuff. I mean, I was upset that the pay-per-view felt. You know what's funny? The pay-per-view, Best in the World, reminded me kind of Raw this week. Right? Like, nothing, like with the title picture, like nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
Nothing changed. You could have missed Raw, and other than like saying missing some funny things, or a couple of,
Yes,
like well-worked matches, it could have been fine.
Same exact thing. If you missed this show, you would have missed some good matches, some decent one-night only storylines, and then that's it. So yeah, you nothing would have changed.
But it's Best in the World. Like that's one of their biggest pay-per-views, other than like Final Battle. Like it should be. Things should come out of that.
That's always been my problem with Ring of Honor is they have Glory by Honor, Final Battle. What was the other one you just said?
Best in the World.
Best in the World. Best in the World is rather new, but like they've always had 4 or 5 big shows, or like that they sold as big shows, and then now it doesn't feel that way. It just feels like those shows aren't always the WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam that they want them to be. And yes, that's the case with some of those WrestleManias and SummerSlams too. But when you're Ring of Honor, like I feel like you need to hit those home runs and you need to build up to those WrestleManias and make them WrestleManias and not just everyday Ring of Honor shows.
Could not be in agreement more. But hopefully, I'm hoping that when we go to Field of Honor in August, it's going to be awesome. We've got Evolve next month, so it's...
I was just going to say, and before that Ring of Honor show, we have quite a dope Evolve show that, in the past few days, they've released some of the card, and we can just run that down really quickly. And we have Thatcher versus Marty Scurll for the world title.
Amazing.
Even though Thatcher is most definitely going to win, Scurll is
Yeah.
extremely entertaining, and this should be a hell of a match. Galloway and Gulak, dang, like that should be a fun, hard-hitting match. And then they announced the Cruiserweight Spotlight matches. And, of course, I knew the guys that were going to be involved were going to be talented guys, but maybe they do a 6-man or an 8-man, and that's not always as entertaining.
Yeah.
But we get Gargano versus Cedric Alexander,
Sick.
which,
Sick.
yeah, thank you. And then Zack Sabre against TJ Perkins. That's going to be fucking nuts. Like, did you see the rest of the Cruiserweight Spotlight matches?
No, I didn't actually.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Here we go. They're here. Okay, so we have Ciampa versus Alexander, Gulak versus Nice, and Perkins versus Alexander, and Sabre versus Alexander. So we have, like, Sabre versus Alexander could be good.
Yeah.
But we have the best 2 matches. Like those 2 matches on the night of Evolve are, the best ones. Gargano Alexander is going to be dope.
Man.
Really fast, really good match. And Sabre TJP.
And Riddle's gonna be there probably.
Yeah, Riddle is announced, but, who knows who he's fighting.
Maybe it's hot sauce.
Tracy Williams.
Could be hot sauce.
Very well could be. Ethan Page, Freddie Ahai, Tony Nese, and Darby Allin are all announced. So
I've been following Ethan Page a little bit on Twitter. The guy's wild. Came there. He's like fighting Cheeseburger somewhere. I can't remember what promotion's for, but he released like a terrorist style video, like very grainy, and then like he's like, I got your family here. He's like, I got your family. He's like, I got Papa Burger, and they're just burgers.
Of course.
In a bag, and he starts eating one. He's like, I'm gonna ruin my training regimen to prove a point. He's like, something that I should never do. And and it was just, I was like, wow, this guy is really good at being ridiculous, and I'm excited to see him again at the next Evolve show we're going to. So, and it's at 4:00.
Yeah, like he's really strange because his mic work is really good.
Yeah,
but his gimmick and his in-ring skills are not bad, but there's just something about it that doesn't always click with me. But I liked him more at the last show we went to than I ever did before, so that was a step in the right direction. And Evolve has been putting on great shows, and it's going to continue. July 16th, La Boom. I'm pretty sure there's tickets available. Do yourself a favor, spend the $20, whatever it is. Go watch a show because it's going to be a hell of a show.
All right. We got anything else to cover?
Just briefly, we talked about it off the air, but Nakamura really speaks really good English, and clearly, he has his accent and he has his English, Japanese English, but completely understandable, completely literate. You could hear. It was great. It was really nice to see that he can carry himself in the ring and outside the ring, because that's always the test in WWE for the international guys. So that should be good. And next, I don't know if it's next week or in 2 weeks, it's Nakamura Balor on NXT, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I gotta get back into the habit of NXT. I think I just literally I need to pick a time that I'm always gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'll forget. I'll see it. I'll know that it's on because I see the primetime wrestling guys tweeting about it. And I'll be like, oh, NXT's on. But a lot of times, I'm catching up on some other, God forbid, non-wrestling TV product on Wednesdays. So I just need to kind of pick a time where I'm gonna always.
Yeah, I always forget about NXT, and then I go to just put something on the network one night or whatever, and I'm like, oh shit, NXT, and then I watch it. Every time. It. So, it's taken a slight step back for me. not that it's lost anything, but it's like, okay, I know what I'm getting, and
Mhm.
I know, like I'm ready for the next crop. Like, Balor has to go. We got Nakamura, we got Joe. I'm ready to see, a John Day and all those guys get a chance. And maybe if they when they sign Ricochet and all that kind of a
Mhm.
thing, then we'll go from there. I mean, I guess that's the last bit of news we could touch on quickly. That supposedly he lost a retirement match at Lucha Underground, and so he's obviously going to be leaving there and after the third season and headed to WWE.
Wow. I
So
didn't
I mean,
actually. That's
they've
amazing.
they've been trying to sign him for years, and his contract with Lucha Underground just didn't let it happen. But from what I hear, they've been like, just, as the kids would say, fiending to sign him, and I'm glad, because my goodness, that guy is a
Whew.
spectacle every single week. So it'll be great to see him in NXT when that happens, probably by this time next year, maybe a little bit after, but that'll be great. Another good job there by Triple H and WWE to pick up the best talent in the world.
All right. Well, with that, so I want to remind you guys to send your emails over to runningwildpodcast@gmail.com. And that we're brought to you in partnership with lastwordonsports.com and pwponderings.com. Thank you guys for listening this week. And I guess the last thing we'll do is just remind you that you've been listening to the podcast that is just too sweet.